And hello, guys. Hello, everybody. We're here for a little post disclosure. Yeah, it's about time we started doing these again. And there's so much news out there. So much news. Unbelievable how much news there is. We're going to focus on a couple of pieces here today. And as you see below, it says, NHI open lines. What the heck is that? So a friendly, friendly NHI open lines. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be putting in the link in case any friendly non-human intelligence want to call in. And no, Arg, you cannot dial in. Of course, well, whatever. You cannot use the link to dial in. No, the answer is no. I can already hear you. I can already hear you making the case.
What are you afraid of now there, Pidge?
I'm not afraid of anything. You don't count, dude. You just don't count. We want to talk to other people. We know you already. So ARG doesn't count. I told him, I already told him. I told you at lunch, ARG. I told you at lunch that you don't count for this one. So, sit back, relax, watch the show, ARG. And let's see who's in here. Say hi to everybody. And let's see who's in here. We saw Maria in here. How you doing, Maria? I hope everything's okay. We'll talk to you later. Hello, Lee. Where is Lee? Yes, and again. How are you doing? Yes, and again. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see Lydia in here. And of course, Arg is saying hi to Lydia too. Yes, and again and again and again. Yeah, he makes that joke all the time. Actually, I introduced him to that little joke. Let me see if I can speed feed the kitties. Okay. Speed feed and get back before you start. Okay, well, I guess you probably did because PJ is slow. Hello, Porthos. Porthos and his dad, John Beagle Dad. Good to see you. Good to see you, Porthos and John Beagle Dad. Brother Lee, here we go. UFOs pasteurizing our chat here. Pastor Lee, good to see you, my friend. And guys, it's actually going to be, I gotta say, it's actually going to be quite an informative little chat we're going to have. These are going to be more and more informative as we go along. So let's see where we are. Okay, so and hello to all the lurkers out there, and awesome to see everybody. So before we start, the link for friendly NHIs, friendly non-human intelligence. Hey, CTD, good to see you, my friend. Critically thinking and drinking. Cheers, my friend. This is just water, but oh, and our favorite lurker of all time, Dr. Adega Outlaw. Good to see you, my friend. Oh, Dr. Adega. I have to get back to you, my friend. Awesome to see you. Arg, you know what this calls for, right? I'm going to let you do it. Go ahead.
These are our newly arrived surgeons, Doctors Trowbridge and Greenbaum.
Doctor?
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 And doctor. Well, we miss anyone?
Well, we're not missing Dr. Adega Outlaw today because he's lurking. He's even speaking. So good to see you, my friend. Good to see everybody in here. CTD, Adega, Lydia, Brother Lee, everybody, all the other lurkers. Yeah, just wonderful to see everybody. Okay, the link. We got to put in the link for the we got to put in the link to see what is it? We got to put in the link. Let's see for the chat for the open.
Get on with it now there, Mr. Page.
I'm getting arg. All right, there we go. There's the link, and oh, I should really put it below the stream too. So it's in the chat, and I'm putting it below the stream. Give me 1 sec. I forgot to put it below. There you go. It's in the chat. So, you know, I'm not really used to doing I'm not really used to doing this kind of stuff. So you never know where this could lead. So friendly NHIs. Yes, wonderful to see everybody saying hi to everybody. Guys, do me a favor, please share this out. We are on the new channel, so sharing out is very helpful. Please share it out, and please share it out, guys. And all right, give me 1 second. And you know what? While I take this 1 second, this is while I take this 1 second here. I'm just going to use my favorite Orville clip while I take this 1 second.
Everyone, just stay calm. If we do what he says, he won't hurt anyone.
What do you want?
Which one of you is Bortus?
I am Bortus.
I want you to eat my weapon.
What?
Oh man, God!
Your faces
That
were
was
freaking
great.
priceless.
That
Okay. Oh, it is priceless. Okay, almost done. All right. There we go. Did it save? Yep, there we go. All right, so it's below this. It's below and okay. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna get better at this. I know I've only been doing this for 5 or 6 years, but I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better. All right. So please subscribe. Please hit that like. Please share it out, guys. And here we go. First of all, updates. We're going to be doing. We've dabbled a little bit in this post-disclosure format, just kind of kicking the can around, but we're going to be more informative. And today we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about a Fox interview. We're going to watch it as well. We're going to talk about a Fox interview that the local Fox 32 station did in Chicago to Danny Sheehan. Now, Danny Sheehan, you guys might know who he is, right? He is like the head lawyer for the Jesuits in North America, and more concretely in the United States. A very interesting guy. Have a little bit of indirect ties to people who know him. But you know, he might actually be a guest sometime. So, but I've never met him. So that very interesting thing about Danny Sheehan, let me put his image up and let me just take a look at what I just want to show what we're going to be talking about first. So let me just put up his image. So here he is. So you guys know who he is. He's the gentleman with the grayish white hair. Great head of hair there. Danny has. Mr. Sheehan has. And like I said before. Oh, you guys aren't seeing this. What am I doing? I gotta share it. Okay, there he is. So, yeah, great head of hair for a guy's age. So, and he is going to be talking here. It's actually going to be kind of mind blowing because he's going to cut in about 7 or 8 minutes. He is going to cover an unbelievable amount of like topics. Like he's going to hit boom, 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 boom. And the funny thing is that these guys are getting more direct and more direct and more direct. And it's kind of astounding how direct he has been in recent interviews, and this one's a very short interview, by the way. Very short interview. So there's the link, guys. Hey, listen, let's make the stream go viral. Have a couple of friendlies. You don't have to be extraterrestrials. You can be interterrestrials. You can be whatever. Just friendlies. As long as you're friendly. As long as you're friendly. Everybody in this chat is friendly. You gotta be friendly to be in this chat and on this stream. So anyway, he goes into we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it, and he's gonna be a little all over the place. Not that he's disorganized in what he's saying. He's just the conversation just touches on so many different angles. Let me say a little bit more about this gentleman. IMAX, I'm tired. You went to the IMAX. Oh. You saw Jaws in IMAX. Oh, that's awesome, John. John Beagledad. Wow. Very cool. Very cool. I actually saw a picture that Andy and Gary had posted of being with Richard Dreyfuss. I think it was maybe today or yesterday. Fascinating. So, those I saw something on Twitter X about the Wizard of Oz on the Sphere and playing in the Sphere in Las Vegas. Fascinating to see one of those old classics in that format adapted to that format. Amazing. So listen, guys. So a little bit about this gentleman, Danny Sheehan. If I'm not mistaken, he started his path to being clergy, I think. And anyway, he ended up. I don't know if he's clergy actually, but he is a lawyer by profession and training, and you guys all know. You guys have all heard the story, right? That President Jimmy Carter, he was too honest of a guy. They didn't see him as playing ball. The deep staters didn't see him as playing ball, and when I don't know, I say deep staters, but anyway, the people who are keeping the secrets, right? And for many years, they probably thought that they were keeping a secret for good reasons, right? So it's probably just been way too long. Anyway, apparently President Carter was, wanted to know about all these issues, right? And he wanted to know about all these issues, and the subsequent president, the first President Bush, who was a CIA director, apparently told him no, right? And so Carter's people were cut out. Carter and his staff were cut out of knowing about this, but a lot of several things unfolded by rejecting Jimmy Carter's, petition to wanting to know more. And that was apparently there started to be some collaborations between Carter administration and the Jesuits in the U.S. And Danny Sheehan tells his story about starting to get the beginnings of information by people who were leaking stuff to him, and etc. And the interesting thing is that the Jesuit order has been very aware of all this. And they've been very aware of all this. And I think it's affected the way, in a positive way. I think it's affected it's affected them in a positive way in how they approach certain things and how they look toward the future, and kind of in very subtle ways, they're probably preparing people, like they have been, but like in such extremely subtle ways that you wouldn't even realize it, right? So, and I'm not sure to what degree. I'm not sure to what degree the all the Jesuits know about it, right? But because it's a huge order. But it was evident that it's evident that, at least in academic settings, because they're because they're teaching young people, right? Schools, universities. It's evident that in those environments, there's certainly a good level of awareness, right, for this kind of stuff. So it's called the X-Files. The truth is out there. Would you like to know more? It's called the X-Files. Listen, there has been science fiction. Science fiction has so much disclosure in it. It is absolutely ridiculous. And the further we go down the disclosure road, the more you are going to see that, well, the X-Files is very this, right? Is very disclosure, right? But the more you go down the road, you're going to see just like there is so much of Berman Trek and Star Trek and Berman Trek, not this ridiculous Trek we have now, but although there are components in there as well, right? It's just not good Trek, but and it's politically agenda driven. So, but where was I going with this? Well, let me just say, I've been to the X-Files museums in Saratoga, New York. There's an X-Files museums in Saratoga? I didn't know that. Now I want to go, John. Now I want to go. Hey, Disney fangirl. Good to see you, my friend. Has anyone seen Resident Alien? It's so good. It is good. Yeah, that's a good recommendation. Good to see you, my friend. That is a great recommendation. Yeah, it's a very entertaining show. It's funny. Oh yeah, but you get please post or DM me. If I can show any one of those pictures, I will, John. If I can show them, let me know. And I'll show them. So basically, in the academic settings, schools, high schools, junior highs, colleges and universities, it has been evident over the decades, right? Don't ask me how I know this, but it has been evident over the decades that they're aware. Now, them being aware doesn't mean that they really do much, except in the most very, very subtle ways, right? And they have actually been, the Jesuits have actually been let's just say they've been driving with their foot off the gas, right? All these decades, because there is a lot of knowledge about this within the Jesuits, but their response to this is more with spirituality and just trying to do their job better in preparing people spiritually. And now, why only the Jesuits? Now, it's not only the Jesuits. It's not only the Jesuits. I'm only speaking of what I know. That's why I'm saying this, John. And that being said, yeah, it's not just the Jesuits. There was a very definite connection between the Jesuits and the Carter administration. That's kind of where this whole thing, and that's where Danny Sheehan's name starts coming up back in the days of the Carter administration, right? And he talks about all this, and he looks great for his age. He looks great for his age, but Danny's been around for a while, so I don't know him. Mr. Sheehan. I don't know him. So yeah, so it's not only the Jesuits. It's not only the Jesuits. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to watch this, and we're going to comment on this, and I want you guys to participate, and please also comment on this. I have to play this through the speakers, so I hope you guys can hear it okay. This is Fox 32 in Chicago. Paris on politics. That's the presenter, I think. Sheehan says, DOD hiding UFOs, aliens, evidence. Let's see. Is that big enough? Okay.
In the cabinets and halls of the United States Department of Defense. A bipartisan group of lawmakers is now calling on the disclosure of all classified intelligence on unidentified aerial phenomena and whether they arrived from out of this world.
They haven't been totally transparent with the information they do have. If it's not a UFO, then is it a weapon system? If you don't
and
get people...
I do want to just stop this a little bit so I don't hit... hopefully we avoid the copyright claim, although there's no reason to, because this is fair use. But here we go.
A clear answer, and sometimes the clearest answer you can give is, I don't know. Some will be suspicious of that.
And joining us now is a longtime civil rights attorney and UFO expert, Danny Sheehan. He is the founder of the New Paradigm Institute, a nonprofit lobbying Congress to declassify all these documents, and the attorney for a former Department of Defense whistleblower named Luis Elizondo, who has disseminated some of this information. So, Danny Sheehan, thanks for being here. Welcome to Chicago. I know.
Thank you, Paris.
You've been meeting with some lawmakers here, and you're calling on Congress to pass the bipartisan UAP Disclosure Act. If they do pass it, what will we find?
Well, what we're going to find out is that there's an element deep within the Defense Department and the operations director of the Central Intelligence Agency.
Now he is the president of something called the New Paradigm Institute. Like we said, it's a lobbying group that's trying to get all this information out in the open. And I'm also going to put in their Twitter account here 1 second. Let me just make sure I got it. Okay. Is this it? Wait. Hold on, that's not it. I want to put in their Twitter. You guys can follow them. Their X. I can already hear CTD reprimanding me. Their X account. New Paradigm Institute. There we go. And so this is the New Paradigm Institute. And yep, there he is. See, I told you he was gonna yell at me. I told you he was gonna yell at me. All right, New Paradigm Institute on X. So, all right, let's continue listening to Daniel Sheehan.
Been committing perjury to Congress, lying, denying the fact that they have recovered a non-human origin extraterrestrial spacecraft and the bodies that they've now DNA tested and know to be non-human.
You're saying, because you represent some whistleblowers, you're saying that they have disclosed to you that this evidence exists, these documents exist, that these phenomena have come indeed from out of this world with actual alien species.
Now, let me just say, for all of you, all of us who tend to follow this, right? By the way, I keep looking backstage to see if we got any invites in. But listen, everything he's talking about is like decades. I mean, decades. 50, 60, 40, 50, 60 years old, right? What they're talking about. Most everybody in the chat wasn't around. So, it's been, and to the beginnings of this, if we go to the very beginnings of this, you start talking about pre-World War II and stuff like that, the very beginnings of all this cycle, you're talking almost a century, right? This has been going on for 80 years plus. So just keep that in mind as we're listening to him. We're listening to them talk about this, that what they're talking about now, right, is nothing new, right?
They know they're non-human.
Do they describe what those species are or look like?
Actually, not yet.
Let me correct him here, because there were several, what are they called? There were like several congressional hearings, meetings, in small ones, where with like Burchett and Al Luna and like those congressmen, that I forget the gentleman's name, but they actually have named several of the races. I think they've named like 6, 7, 8 races, to be honest, and including some talk about AI at some point, some off-world AI. So very interesting. But just to correct Danny there, they have been mentioned in public, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that next stream.
To the public, we've gotten this information out. But the fact of the matter is that if we get this bill passed, and we're getting in the process this in the first week of September, we're hoping as soon as they come back from their summer break, that the Senate is going to pass a 64-page bill that mandates that all of the information that is 25 years old or more, that's basically anything before 2000, basically has to be immediately publicly released to the people. Okay, and anything else is going to be submitted to a 9-person panel.
Now, so imagine if if things were actually done properly, right? Imagine if things were actually done properly and everything before 2000 was released. This is not going to happen. I mean, everything is not going to be released for sure. For sure. A fraction of a fraction of a fraction will be released, but that will be enough. But I also do want to point out that during the last month, right, you have had Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard. You've had J.D. Vance. You've had a couple other people, I don't remember, but several people in the administration talking about, Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna on Rogan. All these people talking about this topic, right? Openly talking about this topic, openly talking about that there is this information that has been withheld, right? And it's possible that all this, the JFK stuff, JFK files, and etc., the Robert F. Kennedy, all those files, and all that stuff might all be tied together in some way, right?
Be appointed by the president. And that panel is not only to go through it and decide what else to release right away, but they're going to set up a 7-year program called the UAP Controlled Disclosure Campaign Plan to release all of this information over the...
Now, listen to this, what he's saying, because he's basically saying there's a 7-year, he's talking about a 7-year roadmap to, from beginning to end, to taking all of us on this wild ride, right? And opening up publicly about everything that's going on. And I'm gonna turn it back a little bit so we hear the beginning of this, and then he's going to go on to talk about some of the changes, even like talking about the financial system. Like I said at the beginning, Daniel Sheehan is really hitting lots of different topics. Now, I'm going to rewind it a little bit, and we're going to listen to it without me interrupting.
Next 7-year period. That's basically anything before, and anything else is going to be submitted to a 9-person panel to be appointed by the president. And that panel is not only to go through it and decide what else to release right away, but they're going to set up a 7-year program called the UAP Controlled Disclosure Campaign Plan to release all of this information over the next 7-year period so that we can adjust our economic systems, our geopolitical structures, our domestic political structures to try to accommodate the fact that we now are aware of the fact that there's an extraterrestrial civilization surrounding us.
So this law is set up to that.
Now, let's just process all this. Now that there is an extraterrestrial civilization surrounding us, there's probably lots of them, and it's when you start to observe. I'm going to get to Dr. Adega's comment in a sec. When you start to observe all of this, right, you start to see that one of the things. That the Earth, basically Earth starts to look like some kind of laboratory planet, right? That's been protected on some level. And we start to look that our society or civilization seems to have been isolated in some way, right? Although by the same token, it's also been interfered with in many ways. And that's a topic for a different day. Because the prime directive, right, is not something that everybody follows, probably. So, let me just hit Dr. Adega, doctor and science fiction author, Dr. Adega Outlaw. Without getting into it, I'm sure most people would be enormously angry if all the truth gets out. First, let's hit that first part of what Dr. Adega is saying. I think that is the natural knee-jerk response. People being angry. I do think that at the beginning of all this, it does make sense for the information to be curtailed. Probably. Curtailed, for the information to be hidden on some level. Probably should not have been that hidden, right? Although most people say that there's been a progressively slow leak all these decades, right? Which is true. But initially what they did is understandable. It's kind of like at the beginning of COVID. Like COVID happens and there's an initial response, which is logical. But when you start, like in COVID, for example, when the weeks go on and on and on, the weeks and months go on, you have to stop and start to think about whether the reaction or the response is adequate, right? And obviously, in many cases, it wasn't adequate because putting all these limitations on during COVID. Anyway, that's a whole different topic. But this is something so paradigm changing, right? That it's understandable that the initial reaction to, hey, wait a second, we can't just go public with all this, not yet anyway. And then it turns into, something else, right? Then it turns into information, turns into an asset that's being protected, right? So the second part of Dr. Dega's comment, well, just finish with the first part. So there an anger being a logical reaction, and probably if we found out about everything that was going on, I'm sure there would be anger. But I also think there needs to be some understanding, because the people who started this, they've all passed, right? I would imagine they've all passed, or most of them. Actually, who knows? There might be exceptions, but the people who started this are not around, basically. So you could understand how people, your grandparents and your great-grandparents' age, depending how old you are, or your great-great-grandparents, how they might have reacted to this if they were in positions of leadership, right? And second part of Dega's comment, most people would be very surprised, and that's probably true. Most people will be surprised. That being said, this slow drip that's been going on for decades, and has just been increasing and increasing and increasing, this slow drip of information, people will be surprised, but the idea with the slow drip probably has been that even though people will be surprised, they will be less in shock, which was the great concern before, right? That's assuming that alien narrative is the correct one. There's another possibility. Yeah. So and I assume that what Dega is talking about, and this is what Grush said, and Anna Paulina Luna, Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna said, and Congressman Burchett, and they were talking about other possibilities. It's not. So what is extra? I mean, it it might not be extraterrestrial, and you know what? It's very likely all of the above, right? It's probably extraterrestrial, interterrestrial, interdimensional, you name it. Other whatever. Like, it's very likely that we are being observed in many, many ways. By the way, one of the things that we're going to talk about in an upcoming episode talks about time travel. This is not secret. I mean, technically it's secret, but it's these books. We're going to be talking about books that have been published about time travel programs, and I think that once you start talking about once you start getting a little perspective on all this, the fact that we've been observed, or we're being observed, probably means we're being observed from so many different areas, and so many different places, and so many different dimensions, and so many different times. So, little perspective there. And of course, a science fiction author, the other possibility is that it's all human, says Adega. That is another possibility, that That is another possibility. That it's all human and it's all fabricated, or part of it is fabricated. Maybe not all of it, but anything's possible, right? Science fiction author Adega. So let's get back to this interview. I'm going to play that again because he's saying so much here.
If we do,
he's saying so. They're saying so
that
much.
Mandates that all of the information that is 25 years old or more, that's basically anything before 2000, basically has to be immediately publicly released to the people. Okay, and anything else is going to be submitted to a 9-person panel to be appointed by the president. And that panel is not only to go through it and decide what else to release right away, but they're going to set up a 7-year program called the UAP Controlled Disclosure Campaign Plan to release all of this information over the next 7-year period so that we can adjust our economic systems, our geopolitical structures, our domestic political structures to try to accommodate the fact that we now are aware of the fact that there's an extraterrestrial civilization surrounding us.
So this law is set up to that if we do confirm this evidence that the American people, the world population will learn about this in a measured fashion. Does this include some of those space or those craft that were captured by U.S. Air Force pilots that seem to descend from the atmosphere to the sea, within seconds, defying the laws of gravity and physics?
Now, like the stuff they're for our little, for our community, a lot of you guys are coming from the sci-fi community, and there's a couple of people here for personal development. Both of those communities, sci-fi and personal development community, like a lot of this stuff is not new. The stuff we're hearing, right? A lot of the stuff is not new. And I was going to say something, but I forgot. What was I going to say?
How about it there, Patsy boy?
You do a stream for 45 minutes and see if you have a little lapse there, my friend. Putsy boy. All right, let's continue.
0.7 of 1 second.
0.7 of 1 second.
From 80,000 feet, in stopping instantaneously at the surface of the ocean, 6,000 Gs of centrifugal force on them.
And I think these are some of the videos that some of those pilots had caught.
That's the Tic Tac.
They were on TikTok.
That's the Tic Tac. And those were picked up by the F-18 Super Hornet gun cameras.
The Tic Tac on the Tic Tac on TikTok. Sorry, I had to say it. I had to jump in. I've listened to this interview several times. Every time the other guy says, every time the interviewer says TikTok, sorry.
On them, they have myriad other photographs of them, up close photographs taken right out of the cockpit of some of these craft, and that they've now, as I say, recovered the craft and they've recovered the bodies that they've DNA tested and have now confirmed that they are non-human.
So this is you're just saying the Defense Department's keeping this secret from everybody.
Yes,
they have lied to the public
and to Congress.
I mean, could we theoretically say that those craft were secret Defense Department programs from?
Now, I do want to give a little perspective here, guys. I do want to give a little perspective, and you guys know my Spanish background, right? From the Iberian Peninsula, and just a little perspective here. Hey, take care, Dr. Adega. Thank you for dropping in here, doctor and author and Dr. Adega Outlaw. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. A little perspective. Whatever all of this is, and whatever all this that's going on has been going on for a long time. A lot of people, it's funny because some people know this, but I'm amazed at sometimes at how many people don't know this, that, like 48 hours before, discovering land, Christopher Columbus and his crew see these lights in the sky and in the ocean, right? And whatever whatever has been going on, has been going on for a very long time. So there is there is a temporal issue here as well. Now, it's either a temporal issue because time travel is involved, or there's a temporal issue because because these people have been around forever. So, well, forever, right? In terms of our society. Hey, man, Manhands, good to see you, Jim Manhands, right card. Excuse me. Good to see you, my friend, and still our Earth creatures. So, by the way, guys, before I want to take a really quick moment here to give James a shout out. Where is it? Let me just see. Guys, if you are not, okay. This is James has a new account, a new YouTube account, and he hasn't done YouTube before. He hasn't got around to it. Yet. Manhands has not got around to having YouTube, so he has got around to it now. And I'm putting it in the chat. This is James's new YouTube account. Make sure you subscribe to him because he's going to be putting up content. He's going to be putting up crazy good content on there. That is James's account. And let me just make sure I did it right. And did I do it right? Yep. So that follow James Manhands Ricard from James Manhands from Seinfeld. You guys, know what I'm talking about. Remember that Seinfeld episode where the young lady who's dating Jerry, and of course, not all of that young lady was the young lady, the blonde young lady who was dating Jerry, but the hands were Manhands' hands. They were James's hands. Actor James Ricard. So he's doing these great videos of just talking with his hands, Manhands, and those are wonderful, and they're motivational and inspirational. So go check those out. Make sure you subscribe to James right there. So, hey, Captain Fandom Nerd, good to see you, my friend. We got to connect, my friend. Good to see you, Cap. Captain of all the fandoms. All right, back to our discussion here, or actually Daniel Sheehan's discussion.
Contractors that testing out new technology.
Some kind of them have been, because they've been engaged in a back engineering program. They've had these craft for some time, and they've been engaged in back engineering the technology, trying to replicate some of these. And so there appear to be some craft that have been back engineered and constructed, and that are being flown by U.S. Air Force personnel in a deep secret program. That are not ours. They're not Soviet, or they're not Russian, and they're not Chinese.
Now, I want to listen. So when I say he's touching upon all these issues, he's touching upon so many issues, right? And he's touching upon all these issues, and he is saying about how the re-engineering. The back engineering and re-engineering of off-world technology, or wherever it's coming from, and that is a reality. He's saying that is a reality, and so some of these are ours, right? Some of these are ours, and but he's also saying some aren't. So he's hitting on all these different points in this very short interview.
And so they're from somewhere else. But now that they've recovered the bodies and they've actually DNA tested them, they know that they're non-human.
Okay, so, all right, say this gets confirmed. What you're saying, what your whistleblowers have told you that worked in the Defense Department, how long do you think that they were here?
Well, they've been here, basically, a lot of the sightings started right around the dropping of the first atomic bomb in 1945.
Now, because because um, because this starts to come into it starts to become into the general awareness in a very, very fragmented way, right? But because it starts to come into the general awareness, um, you know, in and around and after and before a little bit too of the World War II, there is this information that has come out in many different formats, from people channeling to people having experiences, abduction experiences, to people who are whistleblowers. This whole thing about the initial nuclear testing and the two bombs in Japan, all that has apparently in different through different avenues of information, that seems to be a big red flag. The initial drops of the atomic bombs, right? And another thing that kind of continues that story is, well, why do things appear to show up at nuclear installations and stuff like that? So, and I'm talking about UAPs or UFOs. So, and then you hear these stories. We've all heard these stories in ufology about you'll talk to a fighter pilot, talk to a fighter pilot, and ask him what's his job like. He says, well, basically, I just chase UFOs for a living, right? And maybe that has a lot to do. Maybe that's a lot. Those comments are really based in reality, right? Where these things like show up and they're kind of chased away eventually. But it would seem that a lot of these, if we're being observed, it would seem that there's probably varying degrees of technology from different races, right, to observe us. But at the same time, probably don't want to hang around if they're being chased. So, but did they actually have DNA? And if you listen to people like Emery Smith from Cosmic Disclosure, for example, who worked as I think was a specialist in biology and tissue recovery. Like he would just like recover tissue and down craft, or from different scenarios. And if they got tissue, they got DNA. So yeah, probably. Hey, Positive Candor, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, my friend. Wasn't there a TikTok video that went viral and they claimed to see an alien in their backyard? Yeah, there was. I think it was that's the one in Vegas, right? There's also it kind of looks AI. There's one out there about like a doorbell cam, right, on the side of the yard, on the side yard or something like that, and something like that. That looks a little fake, but it's going to be interesting that at some point we'll find out some of these videos are fake and some aren't, and we might be surprised to find out which ones weren't fake, right? So, all right, let's continue.
That's when they began showing up around White Sands in the Yucca Flats. And they've been spotted since then. And that they've been, the first crash retrieval was recovered in 1947. Okay, so they've been here since then. Mm-hmm. And there's all kinds of evidence indicating they've been here periodically earlier.
So he's talking about Roswell 47, excuse me. And he says periodically before as well. So this is something that has been going on. Excuse me for 1 second, guys. Excuse me for 1 second. Excuse me 1 second. All right. Sorry. If we have some DNA from them, let's grow them in a petri dish. Well, you know what? That is a whole other ball of wax that has been probably going on. That Dago was saying about people being upset about stuff, and using DNA and crossing DNA from different races has probably been going on. So who knows? Let's continue listening to the Fox 32 Chicago interview with Danny Sheehan.
Because some of these star systems where they come from are 6 billion years older than our solar system.
Anyway, we bring in
Now, wait a second. I'm going to stop you right here because listen, he's touching on so many different things, and he's saying, well, I know where they come from. Like, I know the star systems are coming from. I know that these star systems have been around that much longer than ours. He's got a lot of information, and he's got a lot of information. What's very likely is that a lot of these people who are sharing publicly are giving a fraction of what they know. And by now, even though, he's not a government whistleblower or anything, by now, people like Daniel Sheehan probably have a lot more information. So, hello, Nemesis of Eden. Good to see you, my friend. Awesome to have you in here, Nemesis. We're watching the head lawyer, the head legal representation for the Jesuits in America, give an interview on Fox 32 in Chicago.
Laws of physics again. There is no known way that any matter can travel faster than light, and they would probably have to get here. So, is there do we have to question all of physics if these folks, or whatever they are, travel from billions and billions and billions of years away?
Yeah. We clearly, they've already started to question most of the Newtonian Cartesian worldview.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
It's the normal materialist worldview. That, for example, I had these conversations with Carl Sagan when he's still alive. Oh, I'm sure that there are billions and billions of star systems where there's life, but they'll never be able to get here, and we'll never be able to get there because you can't propel a material vehicle faster than the speed of light. But the fact of the matter is they transport in a different way. They don't necessarily have to travel at any particular speed, that they can, in fact, move from one point to another instantaneously.
Right. Well, all right. So that's
how does that happen?
So listen, somebody called Joe Malazzi. They got a jump drive. Joe. So, or however you want to, and hey, good to see you, JPRPH1. Thank you for joining us. We're watching an interview. Hello, Nemesis. We're watching an interview of the head legal representation for the Jesuits and the New Paradigm Institute, a lobbying group on Fox 32 in Chicago, and they're talking about like all this disclosure stuff. Like they said, they're touching on so many different issues here, right? They're touching on so many different issues, and it's a very, very brief. See, the reason I wanted to play this for you guys is because it's a very, very brief discussion, but it's boom, boom, boom. We touch this, we touch this, we touch this. I bet they set up an outline to make sure they hit all these points. To be honest, with the interviewer. So, and So they're talking about like basically folding of space and sorry. All right. Basically, yes, wormholes, Stargate. I saw that SG1. Yeah. So basically, you've got space here, right? The two corners, all these, they're this far apart, right? And all of a sudden, there's probably several different ways of doing it. I do not remember this very well, but basically, instead of traveling all the distance of the paper, they just do this, right? and they just go from here to here, and faith, and somehow these 2 points get connected. And whether it's folding space, whether it's however you want to. I saw it in Event Horizon, great example. Oh, the movie Event Horizon, yeah. And so anyways, they're hitting on all these topics, and you can tell one of the things I'm very used to is autobiographies. I'm sorry, a biographical perspective on people. And the biographical perspective on Daniel Sheehan is that he has tons of information. He's had tons of information. He's been accumulating it for decades, right? Or even he's been at this for over half a century, probably. He's definitely been at this for 40 or 50 years. Let's continue. There's a little bit left. Let me just say what we're gonna when Daniel Sheehan talks about the fact that some of them are ours, that's gonna take us to the second video we're gonna watch, and the second video we're gonna watch is gonna surprise you a little bit, but it's gonna surprise you a little bit, but it's gonna be very, very. It's a very. I find it astonishing. There's an astonishing admission in the second video that we're going to watch. Has nothing to do with these gentlemen. Let's finish this.
Back to what I know is politics, and to the Department of Defense has denied this. Lawmakers will be skeptical. So to all of those skeptics, you say what? And will this testimony come out this fall in these hearings?
Well, it's not clear. We're having a public hearing on September 9th. The House Oversight Committee's Special Task Force on Disclosure is convening. There are some of the witnesses that we know have been in the physical presence of these craft and have been with their own eyes, have laid eyes on the extraterrestrial beings. We know that because we've listened to them. They're on recorded tape for that. Okay. And so if we can get them to.
Let me just say, bye to Disney Fangirl. Thank you for joining us, and hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day and wonderful weekend. Long weekend there.
Be witnesses here on September 9th.
Under oath.
It will come out under oath.
All right, hold that thought, because we have to take a break here. And so for you viewers that want to hear more of this, you can go to our website. We're going to continue this conversation on digital, but for now, some final.
So that's all we're going to see of this interview, but fascinating stuff. And hey, Thomas, good to see you, my friend. Yes, we're talking aliens here. By the way, I keep putting that I'm keeping a watch and see if anybody joins the panel. These are open lines, guys. These are open lines for friendly NHIs and friendly non-human intelligence. So and I'm going to put that, it's below the stream, and it's also going to put that in there again. So Thomas, we were just finishing watching Daniel Sheehan from the New Paradigm Institute, a lobbying group for disclosure, and also one of the lead legal representations for the Jesuits in North America. So yes, we should pin it to the top of the chat. Thank you. Positive candor. Let me do that. Let me do that 1 second. And so, 1 second. Friendly NHI open lines. There you go. And yes, we will pin it. Thank you, Positive Candor. It's like I haven't been doing this for 6 years, right? It's like Peach hasn't been doing this for 6 years. All right. Let's move on to our next thing.
Stay on target there now, Pidge.
Oh, well, we might have a little surprise in here. So open lines for non-human intelligences. And let's see, we might have a little surprise here from an admission perhaps from Positive Candor. Let's say hello, Positive Candor. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, me no intelligente.
You're not intelligente. Okay.
No,
How are you?
I'm all right.
Are you going to give us an admission that you're actually from off-world?
Well, I mean, before we came here, who knows where we were, right? We weren't here, so we were off-world, right? Or wherever.
Before we came, do you mean to this life, you mean, right?
Yeah, yeah. And when we pass away, then who knows where we go after that, right?
That's a good point.
So we're all alien to the Earth in one way or another.
That's understandable. And that's a good. I mean, the whole reincarnation thing. Thank you for bringing that up. The whole reincarnation thing, and maybe we're here for a time, and maybe we come back, and who knows? Maybe we're reincarnating in several different lives at the same time. What are your feelings on that?
Well, based on supposedly your dreams show you your alternate selves in different locations. And if that's the case, then yeah, I mean, because my dreams are way out there as far as how weird they are and stuff like that. But I mean, it's possible. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna discount anything. Even if you're flying in a dream, hey, it could be possible on some other planet. Who knows?
Thank you for bringing that up, Positive Candor, and it's nice to talk to you. We haven't talked in a long time, not like this. Thank you for bringing that up because, what if our dreams are giving us glimpses into other lives, right? That's a good point.
I mean, it's possible. You never know. What's all these from this 3-eye atlas coming at us that could be a comet or could be a spaceship of some kind or whatever, to the other ship that they talked about somewhere around Jupiter. They just say that the probability of these things coming at this speed and direction and all this stuff is like beyond almost is basically barely above zero. So if the probability is barely above zero, then then more than likely it's something that we cannot explain. And I would say there's multiple things that we cannot explain.
Yeah. The whole Atlas thing is interesting. It's interesting. The whole Atlas thing is interesting, and I've heard several different things. And I've heard several different things about some of the pictures that the NASA telescopes are taking they're being pixelated or something.
And then they had a story about Antarctica, which is your prime alien zone, basically right now. They found some kind of thing that they cannot describe or know how I got there or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
There's a lot going on, and there's probably a lot going on in Antarctica, and there's been a lot of people over the last years. There's been a lot of important people visiting Antarctica, which is interesting.
yeah, Antarctica is probably the number one. If there's alien technology on Earth, that's the number one spot it would be. Underneath all that ice, wherever.
Did you watch Stargate Atlantis with the chair and the Atlantean outpost? And
Yeah,
did you watch that?
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, even sci-fi has covered it, in one way or another. From, the thing basically crashed around Antarctica, the original The Thing plus the remake, John Carpenter, so The Thing. So yeah, uh, yeah, I'd say that's the number one location besides Atlantis, on Earth. Because Atlantis and then Easter Island, they say, is a weird spot as well. So
Yeah.
that'd probably be my number three spot on Earth. And then the pyramids has to be up there as well. I mean,
Yeah.
you got all kinds of things saying that they were basically an electronic network, built for a specific, purpose, basically.
Yeah. I have to move on to the second video positive, but thank you for jumping on, my friend, and it's
Okay.
wonderful.
No problem.
Is there anything before you go? Is there anything you want to shout out? Anything you're doing? Anything that's going on in your channel that you want to say?
I mean, eventually I'll post more stuff to my channel and stuff. Trying to get back. I mean, I've just been so tired a lot
Yeah.
lately.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope. Let's see. You know what? I have to wrap up in about 10 minutes, but if you want to stay on, you're welcome to. Or I have to go to the second video. We're gonna watch the second
Okay.
video.
Yeah,
You're
no
welcome
problem.
to stay on, or you're welcome to pop off. It's up to you. And
Okay.
we're gonna move on now. So there's a channel that's called and I'm going to show everybody here what it's called, and it's called Captain Steeeve, and it's Steeeve spelled Steeeve, three E's and three E's put in there, and Captain Steeeve is a pilot who just gives a remarkable admission in this video. And this guy's I love this channel. He talks about aviation. He talks about incidents in aviation, and I think it's a wonderful channel. He seems like a wonderful guy, but he makes a stunning admission in the end of this video. So we're gonna go look at his channel 1 second. And where is his channel? Share it. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. Okay, sorry, I was confused there. So, Captain Steeeve. So you guys are seeing his channel. This is his channel. Wonderful YouTube channel. He has 800,000 subscribers. I'm putting the link in. I am putting the link in the chat to Captain Steeeve. Now, please subscribe, guys. Please subscribe to Captain Steeeve. So that's the link in there to Captain Steeeve. Now, there's a video in here that says that Captain Steeeve, again, wonderful individual, very knowledgeable pilot. His guy has tons of experience. And what we're going to hear now, as we scroll down, we see the video I'm looking for. Where's the video I'm looking for? Wait a second. Where's the video I'm looking for? Where is the video I'm looking for? That's weird. Hold on. Wow. Where did it go? Hold on one second. What? Are you kidding me? Where is it? Excuse me, guys, but this is... So I had the video dialed up here. And I'm not seeing it. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second.
This feels like a challenge.
Okay, here it is. All right. So there's a video in there that says plane hit unknown object at 35,000 feet. So,
but this,
and he's talking about, so the video talks about, and I urge you guys to go watch it. He's talking about New York air traffic control, and he's talking about something at 30,000 feet, I think, at 35,000 feet. So at the very end, the only thing we're going to talk about today is I want to show his comments at the very end of this video, and we're going to listen to his comments. I'm going to let it go right here.
Copy. We all got it.
United 1820, did you copy?
At 1820. Yeah,
Excuse me. I stopped sharing it. Nemesis, I saw you in there. You dropped off. I saw you in there. All right. Okay. Here we go.
Copied.
United 1515.
This guy's talking to a lot of airplanes.
1526, copy. I said 2461, did you copy?
Did you copy?
I said 2461, copy.
All right.
Thank you very much, everyone, for your patience.
Okay, so they all probably had to stop laughing.
And please, guys, go subscribe to Captain Steeve. He's a wonderful channel, very experienced pilot, and a wonderful personality, a great human being. Please make sure you're subscribing to Captain Steeve. And I want to hear, we want to hear his comments at the end of this video, because this is what the slow drip disclosure looks like. And I'm just going to let you guys listen to it.
Long enough to key the mic and go, yeah, we got it. He eventually reads the SIGMET, and then this guy, this is a hard work day for this guy. Unbelievable. All right. So again, big mystery. We don't know exactly what happened. We do know that it was a small linear object, which is going to leave my conspiracy friends something to talk about.
I urge all of you guys to go back and watch the video. So what he's talking about is that the pilots report a small linear object was the cause of the collision, whatever that means, small linear object. Although if you see some of these videos of like a really small UAP whizzing by at like a crazy speed, that's probably and it almost looks like cylindrical, but elongated. Like that's kind of what comes to my mind when they say some small linear object, right?
I get, I ask the passengers all the time before we take off. I said, if you ever have a question you'd like to ask your captain, this is your lucky flight. Write it down on a piece of paper, hand it to one of our flight attendants. They'll get it up to me during the flight, and I will handwrite an answer to you. I get asked 3 questions primarily. Number 1 is, what's your favorite place to go? All right. Number 2 is, how long have you been flying airplanes? And number 3 is, have you ever seen a UFO? And my answer to that question is always the same. And I'm going to share it with you. Not from the outside. Now you know. I'm Captain Steve.
Now, that is a remarkable, comment from such a credible individual. That is a remarkable comment. And I'm going to add something to this. If you guys notice here too, I'm going to replay this at a slower speed, because they took the time, Captain Steve took the time to do this, or somebody on his team, right? I want you to look behind Captain Steve in the sky. What do you see?
I get asked 3 questions primarily. Number 1 is, what's your favorite place to go? All right. Number 2 is, how long have you been flying airplanes? And number 3 is, have you ever seen a UFO? And my answer to that question is always the same. And I'm going to share it with you. Not from the outside. Now you know. I'm Captain Steve. Fly safe.
Now, Nemesis, thank you for that comment. They abducted him, says Nemesis. I want to say that that's not the first thing that came to my mind. But that's totally possible. The first thing that came to my mind, which is the other possibility, is that maybe at some point he flew some of these re-engineered, human-made, Lockheed Martin UFOs. So that's where I wanted to go. Either he was abducted, also could have seen it from the inside, or he's been flying them. And it's very likely, it's possible that as an experienced pilot, and I think he has a military background. I got to check that out, actually. It's very possible. I thought he had a military background, but I've never checked it out. It's very possible he used to fly them. So anyways, guys, I want to leave you with that. We have to go. And comments there from Thomas Vitale, Men in Black, person is smart. People are dumb, panic, eat dangerous animals, eat some vitamins, take various. Okay, make sure you guys are subbed to James Manhands Reckart. And it's wonderful to see all our friends in here. Positive Candor, thank you for jumping in. Nemesis of Eden, I saw you, but you dropped out. I was going to put you in at the very end. Thank you, everybody, and many, many blessings to you guys. It's been an interesting conversation. Thank you for your participation. We're going to be doing a lot more of these. I am going to link these 2 videos down below in the chat because they're not linked. And I would it'd be fun to go check this out and watch the whole thing. This whole discussion of the pilot, listening to the pilots talking about hitting something at 35,000 feet. So if you guys want to go listen to that, it is a little long, but discussion. But you guys want to listen to that? Please do. All right, guys, we are out of here. Thank you, everybody, and we will see you back soon, either on Inspiration or on Orville Nation. Take care.